Good evening, everybody. We get a bonus episode of a cooking show with our friend and former head deacon Abdel. I hope you enjoy.
Hey Denver South family. I am going to give you all a recipe for a Panamanian fried comfort food called carimañolas. Usually this food has meat inside of it, but thank goodness that nowadays we have the blessing of Impossible Burger. I would recommend any other replacement, however this is the one that closest resembles the flavor of meat, so that's the one that I recommend using. You can flavor it with different things. Obviously we use a lot of spices because we are Caribbean slash Central American, and the other ingredients is yucca or cassava. You can find the actual root or find them frozen in your nearest grocery store. My recommendation is always to buy the frozen one. They do last longer and they preserve well in the freezer. If you buy the actual root, I don't recommend letting them sit in your pantry for more than about 3 days after purchase. They do sit in the store for quite a while and they go bad very, very quickly. All right, so let's begin. So you let them boil until you can kind of see that they are turning transparent or floating. You can always check. I mean, what you're going to do is do a puree out of them, and you want to make sure that the consistency is proper. Sometimes I boil them with some salt and pepper just so you don't have to really season them afterwards. This is once the yucca has been boiled and is softened. You can use a fork to check the consistency to make sure that you will be able to make it into a puree. And as you see, they kind of break off really easy. I will show you. I will stick them in a bowl after getting all the water off and start making the puree. I'll add 2 garlic teeth to that, and I will show you once that process taken place. This is the pureeing process. Obviously, go old school with the puree maker. Just put some elbow grease on it until everything is smashed and we achieve that consistency. When basically just falls off like that, then you've achieved the consistency needed to make the carimañola mass. We'll begin the seasoning process. With those of you who eat meat still, I don't think that there are many. You can obviously let it sit for about an hour or 2 and let the seasons get through the meat. Cilantro, basil, garlic, obviously salt and pepper to taste, and boil the yucca. And so once the meat has been seasoned and sat on the seasoning for a while, then it goes on the skillet. I like to cook anything that resembles meat at high heat. This is the meat. Once it's cooked thoroughly, even though it's not meat, you know. Once it's cooked thoroughly, then I let it rest for a while. Everything rests and cools down, and then we will start actually making the carimañola. Okay, so once all the ingredients have cooled down, you can set up a piece of parchment paper on your countertop. I usually use whatever is available, just something where you don't mix your ingredients with the countertop, even if it is clean. It is food, so you want to, keep it as clean as possible. And then we start the mixing process. So usually the proper measurement will be about a handful, about this much. Make it into a ball, make sure that the consistency is proper and that it doesn't fall apart. And we make it into a flat, make a little pocket with it. Let's download the camera here for you. And take about a teaspoon or a half of teaspoon of our ground Beyond Meat or Impossible Burger, and then we wrap it and make sure that we close it. We want it to have an oval shape. Now we have the advantage of having an air fryer. You can definitely use traditional oil. I would say for health's sake to use the air fryer. Now usually before frying it, you can put it on a egg whitewash, because you know, if you're a vegetarian or vegan, you can obviously use replacements and then do that. If you try to fry it like this, it will fall apart, even in an air fryer. It does not have any binding agents. It's just boiled yucca, so it doesn't have anything binding it together. So it does require something to hold the shape while it's being cooked. Okay, so once you have washed them on your binding agent, they should look like that. Make sure that you wash them thoroughly. I think I missed one. If you see there's a difference, this one really doesn't reflect the light, so I know that I missed that one. So I'll go ahead and wash it, and then we're gonna use an air fryer to make these. I don't really know how to use it, so I'm not gonna give you any instructions on that. And I am going to fry some on some traditional oil. You can use vegetable oil or olive oil. I prefer to use olive oil. Again, for sake of health, I would recommend the air fryer. These are the ones that are frying in the regular oil. There's some in the air fryer here. I'm gonna try to get it out. This is more or less how they're looking. Of course, your air fryer works more like an oven, so they're actually you know, puffing up a bit. That's all right though, they're still edible. And this is actually the finished product. I prefer to brown them. You can make them a little bit crispier if you want, actually. You can eat them with hot sauce or with ketchup, and they will be equally as delicious. I eat them as is. Thank you. Well, thank you for spending a couple of minutes with me in my sister's kitchen. So this is the finished product. I'm a big believer in food must look good and taste good, so I always try to fix a plate. By the way, I'm not gonna eat all of that. Usually I only eat one or two. I already ate one. I'm always my own guinea pig. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope that you try it. Like I said, use a couple of replacement. Make sure you season everything properly, and be healthy. Enjoy.
Thank you again, Abdel, for showing us that delicious food. Hopefully all of you are able to try it sometime. And if not, man, I hope you just enjoyed seeing Abdel. It's good to see a good friend. All right. Have a good evening, everybody. Thanks for joining us.